Hi, good morning, SpeedGaming fans, or wherever you are in the world if it's not morning. Welcome to the second day of SpeedGaming Live here in beautiful Herndon, Virginia. We've got the final match of Group D here that could determine who moves on to brackets for the ALTTP tournament. We're going to be featuring Kohrek and AceZer0. I'm Drossi here with Tracy this morning.
Hi, everyone.
So,
I like how you put it as could determine.
Right.
Well, because we have the if Ace wins, Ace moves on, and who Big Dunka?
Yeah.
And Big Dunka moves on. If Kohrek wins, we get the three-way tie. Woohoo!
Which we don't even know how it'll be resolved because it won't be a tie for second, it's a three-way tie for first. So two of them would move on. So do they all play in the second place playoff match? That doesn't seem like it would work.
I run other games. I organize other games. I just call Link to the Past. Not my decision. Have fun
but this way, if you're not familiar with either of the runners, you know how to root. If you're rooting for a clean resolution,
you want clean, you root for Ace. If you want chaos, you root for Kohrek.
Exactly.
It's really simple. It's like when they went to the playoff system in college football. I always root for chaos because I want more. I want my Iowa team to have a chance to get into the only way Iowa's going to get is if they're undefeated. They're not getting in any other way. So I want more teams so they have a chance to get in.
Well, we know Chad always roots for chaos, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's what their job is, isn't it? Like chaos and, book on ped and all those fun things,
I'm sure they want an Agaped seed already.
Aga seeds are boring. Pet seeds can be interesting. Everybody wants an Aga seed, but I keep saying it's 5 minutes of nothing happening. Why do you want that?
We have game audio here, by the way. Okay. Sorry, runners are getting their countdown now.
And I hope you all saw Kohrek's title. And I already missed what Ace got in Link's house, but Kohrek will get it eventually.
I think it was just a big 20, considering he has 20 rupees now.
Well, there you go. Good call.
Oh, now the game audio's a bit loud.
Yeah, we can turn that down a little bit.
Sorry, first match of the morning. You know how it is.
Well, and a fun fact, we don't go to bed early at SGLIVE. Okay, so we get the Uncle Check and the... And Bonk Rocks.
And Ace nicely found a full magic drop. Nice to have guards in that pool.
Yeah, I mean, if Ace finds a weapon to do front of escape, he'll do front of escape, and now that includes a fire rock. Or he gets 20 rupees and nope, can't do front of escape. Oh well, And the bush crab drop is useless. It's just hearts. And let's see if Lumberjack is something. It's just heart container. So we're not killing Aga for the item. Aga can live a little.
One of the very few full heart containers in this seed, and you're not going to get it?
No. Oh my God! I've seen Ace in SMZ3 where there's no fanfare. Skip a heart container right next to him. he doesn't pick up hearts.
Well, there's the one male upgrade we'll be getting, right there in the mushroom spot.
Oh, that's such a pretty blue.
But as a reminder, this is a kind of modified hard item pool, so you can get one male upgrade. The second one turns into a bloopy.
Okay, so have we seen... Well, okay, we haven't seen... I mean, Piece of Heart is more junk than Heart Container, right? So we've kind of seen every junk item?
And there are only 32 pieces of heart in this.
Only. In some ways, Pieces of Heart are better because 1 in 4 chance you're going to get a refill.
Well, I mean, if you get a full heart container, there's a 1 in 3 chance it's a Sank heart given this item loadout.
One of the best parts of boot starts, you get that free bomb there on those bonk rocks.
Yeah, so then...
If you remember.
Right. So yeah, Kohrek's going to go into Blind's
Okay,
Hut.
Blind's Hut, what do you got for us?
Hopefully some more bombs.
Yeah, because we don't have any money to buy bombs.
Right. AceZer0 at least almost has enough money.
$5 to the bomb fund. Moon Pearl, which is
that's important.
Super useful, super needed, but doesn't do anything right now.
Well, Maybe like his former teammate Ack, Kohrek can get 4-minute Dark World access.
Another super useful item that really doesn't do anything.
As we were saying, that's 2/3 of Dark World access sitting there in Blind's Hut.
Well, this isn't casual boots, and so we don't start with a sword. The Aga like, it is not nearly as high, so... Please don't want that Agassi. I don't think it's happening.
Okay, Kohrek jumping into the well without a bomb.
Nope. 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 And no.
Cape, well, you were saying about Aga.
Yeah, well, we still need a sword and we still need a lamp. I mean, there was this one bizarre race during the main tournament where two players went and did Fire Rod Aga, and it wasn't. And the thing they needed was on Zora.
Okay, Kohrek now
we can buy bombs.
Yes.
He's gonna have to go back and.
But what do you do about Bottle Vendor? Like, neither of these runners are anywhere near Bottle Vendor.
I skip Bottle Vendor. I mean, it comes up on SMZ3 all the time, so Ace might have an advantage there, actually remembering to go back to it later.
But Bottle Vendor probably has the hammer. Let's be realistic.
I mean, with the seed giving us no money, it's going to have something good.
Oh, and there's
right?
a map check from Ace. We had a 5/6 crystal in Eastern and regular crystals in Desert and Hera.
I'm glad you saw that, because I didn't. And Ace going to go through the same thing here without not going to find a bomb. Has more money, so closer to Bottle Vendor money if there's something good. Yeah, Kohrek getting done with all this. So Ace is a little bit behind. He's already done the uncle check. Kohrek hasn't done that, so battle could or may or may not even out.
Oh,
Hey,
there were the bombs! Just had to go to library first.
Yeah,
Easy.
I mean, do the south route. Ace also bought bombs because that's what we do. Now, to be fair, having those bombs, we don't have a sword, so Mini Moldorm Cave, you want to have some bombs for Mini Moldorm Cave. So, in the end, you did want to buy those. Those 3 bombs weren't going to be enough. And back of escape, because you have a glove, you do that immediately. I like this. If you get something that you want to navigate dark rooms with, you could even, because they got the key, could even do Dark Cross.
Oh, well, the key was in Sank?
Key was in Sank.
Okay, I missed that.
Well, you caught the Link's House item, so we're even.
Powder and Quake.
Well, 2/3 of our medallions, so, does that mean Bombless is going to be needed somewhere? Like Rice Palace or one of the medallion dungeons?
Yeah, and can't really... I mean, the powder's a nice safety. It's going to be a bit before we check Magic Bat. I mean...
It's my favorite safety.
We still have to raise our 100 rupees to get the inevitable hammer off of Bottle Vendor. Ace is so close. Do you go into, like, Well or Blind's Hut or something just to get the next 10 rupees? Apparently not. Or you get 300 in the dam.
And I mean, the thing is, you're going to be back in Kakariko, so to activate the flu or just to go into Dark World in that area. So it's more a matter of you got to remember to do the check.
Yeah.
Can we get some sort of weapon? Like, even a boomerang at this point. Okay, so medallion's not an issue today.
I mean, someday we'll have a sword to actually use the medallions.
I mean, if they had a sword, now they have their choice of medallions they could use in Mini Moldorm Cave instead of bombs. Well, Kohrek doesn't. He has no magic. But Ace will. But no sword, so that's not going to work. We'll see if Ace decides to go for the Dark Cross. With the map still outstanding, I don't see it happening, but it is an option.
And there's Ace's
Cape.
And Powder and Quake is what I was...
Ah, that too.
Where was Ether? I feel like Ace should have that.
Yeah, he should have all the medallions.
Well, Ace doesn't have Bombos yet. He's only going to the dam
He will
now.
have all. He should and will have all the medallions. and I always call the trackers our MVP. Shout out to our tracker today, Stump, who
filling in at the last
I know
minute.
I've known for years in the SM community. So he's gonna do his best, and we love him for it. Okay, let's see what Ice Rock Cave has for us. And then, let's see. 426 rupees, you could farm and do the Zora checks, or you could just water walk to Man Under the Bridge. But it takes time to farm it, but Zora is the one thing that's in logic. I mean, I think most runners just do a water walk. It's just you kind of have to make the decision which one are you gonna do, or you can do, or just spend a ton of extra time to do both, because you can fake flipper out of the old man check, or sorry, the Man Under the Bridge check.
Yeah, we're almost at Zora money.
Yeah, well, almost, but not quite there.
Yes, I know, hand grenades and horseshoes, right?
Okay, the fire rod spot. I should just start calling that the SMZ3 spot when I have an SMZ3 player, because we're so used to just seeing that item immediately. It's a little harder for us to remember to go check that item. So hopefully Ace checks that item.
Oh, what do you know? More bombs now that we don't.
Now
need
that we
them
don't
as
need
much.
them. Well, that's what happens in this game, isn't it? Okay, so let's see. Kohrek probably to go to Eastern area, or maybe to escape. Oh, this is Eastern.
Okay, there's Kohrek's map check. He also knows about the... I mean, you love to see 3 crystals in the light world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As long as I get a hook shot before I see that Swamp is a pendant, I'm good.
And for those of you just starting to tune in, if you're wondering why Ace is a little behind on checks, it's because he did Uncle, and Kohrek hasn't.
We'll see what Water Walk Ace chooses to do. He's got a little more money, so it'd only take him 2 farms to get enough. Nothing in Saha, and Kohrek decides not to go into Eastern, which when I'd be more apt to go into Eastern for a check if it were Pendant Eastern, and maybe I never have to go back.
Yeah.
But going into Crystal Eastern without a bow, I mean, maybe you get the 3 items.
And shout-outs to Shady Force in chat, because we know what he'd do if Eastern were on the table without a bow.
Oh, right, chat's the thing. I put that here so we can both look at that. So I don't have to mess with my phone while trying to watch the race.
And that was the mushroom, I believe, we saw in Waterfall Cave.
Oh, hey, half magic on the ledge that we...
And Ace,
fake half magic, we'll call it.
And Ace realizes he's 39 rupees short of Zora money as he, turns around
he can
midway.
still go back into the whirlpool and go do the Man Under the Bridge, which is what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He'll
get bombs.
Ace, go. Okay.
Maybe
there he is. He saw his fire ride. We're good.
Maybe if you can find someone who's really desperate for bombs, you could sell 3 bombs for 39 rupees and then get Zora money.
Can that become a thing? Sinak, are you listening? Okay, so now we're going to get to see actual escape with bombs, and we only have 7, so not the normal 10 you would have in standard mode if you got that escape. Very nice setup, though. Okay, high lamp, so that opens Dark Cross.
We are also a sword away from Aga.
We are a sword away, because we have cape. Remember how I said this wasn't an Aga seat?
We're either mitts or hammer away from regular Dark World access, or a sword away from Aga.
Oh, it also gives us a tiny little bit of the mountain in logic.
That's true.
We can do 2 checks and look longingly at a 3rd one. Another piece of heart. Does what I do, it grabs the key that he doesn't need.
Have we seen the map yet?
No, so this is 50-50.
Okay, so the hope is that
the map's in Dark Cross. I mean, sorry, the map's here. Why would the sea be nice? I mean, come on.
Oh, and look at Ace going into Eastern.
Yeah, I think this
could
is...
be
I mean, we're running out of good places to go, and since he's already done Uncle...
How about Bottle Vendor?
Yeah, we have money for that now. But can we get something else to do there? A bottle or a flute to activate, or even the hammer now that we have powder to do? Kohrek, please. Okay.
Okay.
I get you're gonna wait, but now he's up. Yeah, I get you on a death.
Oh, you called it.
Especially with the lamp. Hey, sword.
Okay. So between the two runners, we know that Aga is now in logic. The runners don't know that.
So does this mean we're gonna do Aga, and then the hammer or the glove is either gonna be sitting in a Gina or on Spectral Rock?
Or Zora or Bottle Vendor, both of which are in logic and we haven't paid them.
This is I would probably do Aga here.
Well, I mean, Kohrek doesn't have a sword to do. Ooh,
okay,
mirror.
Never mind. I go do Mountain.
Okay, yeah.
Now you do Mountain.
Yeah, now we
you can
do Hera.
You can do Hera.
So Eastern really paying off with the first two chests.
Yeah, but the problem for Ace is he's probably going to go straight up to Tower Hera, and I think that's the right play for him. But he's not going to have a fire source, and he doesn't have a hook shot. So if the big key's vanilla, we can't do it. We can't finish it. And
that's just so the big key is vanilla in Eastern. Ace is going to go for that. It is in logic because we know where the lamp is.
I think in this situation, you go get it because you're gonna, if this wasn't a boot start, I could definitely see the argument of waiting and maybe you have boost later.
Hey, look, Kohrek's going to make me happy. Aww.
Oh, he's not happy. He's not. Oh, right. We haven't seen this item either.
No, Ace did do back of the well.
Because we had no bombs early.
Yeah, I think it was just junk.
Yeah, that's junk.
I mean, that could be our other mail upgrade for all we know.
Oh, that's right. The blue rupees replace things. I don't remember which items replace what anymore. The small magic replaces half magic. That's the easy one.
Right, and the fourth sword becomes a green 20, and I think pretty much everything else overflows to boopies.
Okay, that's easy to remember.
Armos has the last item.
So the amount of time lost is only just going back to the big chest. You're not really losing a ton of time. You're gonna have to get the big key anyway.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get. I mean,
it's mostly just that.
It's not even that much faster with lamp, so that's not a big deal.
Oh, Ace gonna check mushroom now. Look, no, I thought he was gonna use that whirlpool and check mushroom.
Yeah, there's a really nice setup to set up fake flipper with.
Is he doing a Gina?
He's doing a Gina.
Okay.
That surprises me. I would have beelined the mountain, and just figured I get. Oh. He's doing Zora.
Oh, makes sense. Money. Yeah, he's so close.
And actually, this is still going to be a Gina, but this is the I want money anyway, so I'm going to farm money on my way to a Gina.
Well, and at this point, you would hope he.
Does he farm for Zora, or does he farm for Zora plus Bottle Vendor?
Yeah,
no, this is just Zora.
Yeah, I would have thought he'd farm for Zora plus Bottle Vendor, though as we know, Bottle Vendor's nothing. Desert Ledge check. Piece of heart.
So. Between the two runners, we can full clear Tower Hera. Kohrek can't kill Moldor.
Kohrek can't get to Tower of Hera because it doesn't have the mirror.
So, okay, so we still have between the two runners, we can full clear Tower Hera. Now, I mean, Ace might be able to do it anyway because, the basement item might, the vanilla big key might just be, map or compass, or it might actually, the thing I haven't seen as much as I used to is the key's just down there and we never get there. But if, still no hook shot, so he can't even sequence break it.
Okay, Kohrek's gonna do the Eastern play now. Maybe now Ace is gonna do the mushroom.
Yeah, this is mushroom. There's the bonk setup. There's the easy fake flipper because we have the bonk setup.
Yeah.
And without actual flippers, it's not so bad to just run the intended way to soar from here.
Also true. It really isn't that far.
Like, it's probably from this spot, it'd probably be faster to run. I mean, unless he decides to reset that rupee. Nope, gonna keep it.
He has powder. Why would he want to save scum the mushroom?
It's early. I stayed up late. Okay, so now Kohrek has all the pieces for Hera.
The chat saying, he might
he could
reset
save
after Zora to save the
That's
money.
a really good point. Because then he could go do Bottle Vendor. There's that fake half magic staring us in the face again.
Kohrek's shaking his head at the mirror there. No one likes to find something in uncompletable Eastern that they've been putting off. But yeah, so, Kohrek's pretty out of options other than Agena, right?
Agena and now Mountain.
And Aga.
Well, I could see not doing Agena right now, but I mean, he's got a completable crystal. He can go do Hera. Ace has probably got a completable crystal, but we don't know yet. Like, Ace is going to do Hera before Escape, because, I mean, what are the odds that my one other fire source, because I know where the first one is just sitting there in Escape. So I'm going to take the chance that I won't be able to finish Hera. But Kohrek will just be able to do it no matter what.
Well, but the fire source has to be somewhere because, like, what are your other
We know where it is.
Right.
Oh,
no, I mean, from Ace's perspective,
yes.
He's got to think the lamp's in Escape because what else is in Logic? He doesn't have Dark World access.
Right.
Aga's still out of Logic without the lamp.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is behind the lamp.
Yep. So he will potentially know exactly where the lamp or flute. Right.
Right.
To his mind, it could be flute.
Right.
If it turns out it's look like Aga access, then he'll know it's the lamp.
But from his perspective, Front of Escape has to have either lamp or flute.
Right. So.
Or I guess Hammer for Dark World access. But he knows there has to be something in Front of Escape.
So I still like this choice because I think you bet against having to get the Vanilla Bee key. And you just do Hera, you see what you get, and then you can do Front of Escape, mirror out, and then go do Aga from Front of Escape, rather than doing the extra trip to the castle.
Yeah, I mean, it's 1 in 3, though, that the big key's Vanilla and Hera.
Let's see what we got in Spec Rock Cave.
Yeah, Kohrek's checked. Oh, okay.
There's more bombs.
Yeah, Kohrek checked it so quickly I didn't actually catch it when he was there. I just knew that he wasn't interested in it.
Right.
Okay, so Kohrek's probably back to the mountain. Yep. Dark World check.
Green Pendant Mire, Pendants in Skullwoods, and Turtle Rock. I missed the other.
The 5/6 is Thieves.
So that Fire Rod that's sitting there on Lake Hylia Island that the runners will pick up because it's too useful. Unless, it's not needed for a dungeon.
Yeah,
because we have Bombos for ice. We don't need it for Skullwoods. We don't need it for Turtle Rock.
Right, but we will be getting flippers because Swamp's a crystal. So
yeah, I mean,
at that point, might as well get the Fire Rod.
Oh yeah, you don't skip Fire Rod.
Okay.
I mean, imagine skipping Fire Rod in plain sight, and then suddenly you have to do bomb jumps to get to the right side of GT.
And Big Key Gamble pays off. It was in the front. Bloomerang's our first item in Hera. I mean,
I know Ace likes the blue boomerang.
This could still just be an Agaseed. The other item in Hera could not be progression. We get a crystal out of it.
Yeah, no, this is now looking more and more like an Agaseed. Now we'll see which locations each runner skips, because I think they're both going to go Aga after this. Now Ace will do Front of Escape first because it's right there.
And at that point, again, Ace already knows logically there must be progression in Front of Escape. And if it's Aga, well, might as well get the lamp.
Okay, we don't care about the basement. We have money again.
Or, right, maybe Ace does Bottle Vendor.
Yeah, I don't think Ace does Bottle Vendor right now. I don't think Kohrek does Agena right now. Or Zora. I think both are going to be in Aga really soon. I think between the two of them, we've seen everything. But for each one of them, it's going to be a gamble. There's spots that they don't know. And we have NMG Moldorm.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, we even have boots.
Nice job of it. I'm guessing Kohrek will be likewise adept at it.
Yeah, that was a very nice kill from Ace.
So first crystal about 22 minutes in. We did start the timers a few seconds late. Apologies for that, but they're roughly right. Oh!
Kohrek, come on.
At least it wasn't the middle hole.
Oh, well, it happens. I mean, anybody that tells you they've never fallen to Moldorm is lying.
Especially as a kid. Like, how many times did we fall to Moldorm playing this game as kids?
I don't remember. I I played this game when it came out.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Kohrek. I'm so sorry for saying at least it wasn't the middle hole.
At least it wasn't the middle hole. Okay, so Ace is going to get his lamp flute here. There's going to be a lamp, but he knows it's got to be something. And that's going to give Ace some time back. I think the things that he's done that Kohrek hasn't, he did a Gina, he did Mushroom Turning, he did Zora. I don't think Kohrek does those right now.
Okay, there's the lamp. Now Ace is getting the idea that this is probably an Agaseed.
You know, the problem here is, once we kill Aga, where do we go? We've got Catfish and Pod. And Bowler's Pod.
Yep, don't you hate those?
Yay, we got a second Moldorm kill.
But there's always a Bowen Pod, right?
Always. Oh, hey, Maniacal taught me how to do Buffer's Mimic Clip last night, so let's go. You know? See, that's what you get for coming to SG Live in person. So we'll just go commercial for a second because nothing new is happening. Is you meet people that teach you new things. So Fred Coughlin and I sat up, and he taught me a bunch of Zelda 1 stuff, and I taught him a bunch of SM stuff, and we were both happy.
I should sit down with Fred and learn about Zelda 1 because I've never really understood the intricacies of that one. And plug, we do have a Zelda 1 rando tournament going on here at SG Live as well. Check out the schedule. We've been restreaming some of those matches.
Okay, I lied. Kohrek is doing more stuff.
Fake flippers. And Ace, by the way, has the mirror now for Front of Escape, so he doesn't have to worry about death warping.
So he's gonna do Dark Cross, and yeah, there's the really nice fake flipper there from Kohrek. Probably, I didn't quite catch it, but it was probably the NMG setup. I don't even remember what was here, but I know it wasn't anything useful.
Mushroom.
Oh, that's what... No, Ace has the mushroom.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you meant Dark Cross. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Kohrek going into Waterfall Cave. There you go, 20 rupees. That's why I didn't remember. Okay. Well, plenty of money to pay Kiki, and yeah, Ace is the first who's going to do the Aga climb.
Yeah, thank goodness we have plenty of money to pay Kiki, because that is one of the worst feelings, is it's an Agaseed, and the only thing you have is Pod, and you get there, and Kiki says, takes your $10, and it says, nope. 3 hearts, Aga, that's... Okay, yeah, you know what? I like this. Let's just use some medallions.
Oh yeah, no, nice medallion use since we do have all 3. I mean, you could use Quake for the swag, right?
Ugh. I use Quake on Pen Gators and Pen Gators.
Just don't use it on Murder Dactyls. It doesn't do anything. Kohrek.
He wants money.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't done Zora yet.
Oh, but this is the water walk setup I just saw recently.
I never saw that.
I saw that for the first time. Was it Relkin?
Oh, because you used going over the edge of that drop down to charge the water walk.
I had never seen it before, and I was calling a race in League last weekend. I think it was Relkin and Oasi. And they both did it, and I blew my mind. I'm like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I'm going to use that.
So the burning question as we do the climb here, how many blue balls today?
It's 3. It's always 3.
It's always 3.
Chat'll count.
Just for that, I'm going for 2.
Well, hey, I took 3 already. You can't have it. This is another good Bombos room.
Didn't we see 6 the other day or something?
At least.
Or 8, or...
Well,
I think that was a league match.
It's well known that I can't count, so... you know, math PhD, but I can't count.
I mean, Tracy and I both have math degrees, so we are both guaranteed to not be able to count.
Exactly. Kohrek also using Bombos, I approve.
Don't want to, use ether and toss one into the other or anything.
Well, what do you do? Well, I guess then you have to sword the second one.
I know. Again, it would be like total memeing. I just find it amusing that our most powerful weapons at the moment are the 3 medallions.
Ace getting knocked off. Good thing we know how to kill Aga without taking damage, because Ace down to 1.5 hearts. See, and this is what I talk. See, nothing new. we're killing Aga. Nothing new is happening.
Yeah. For a recap, though, since a lot of you joined, since we went through this right when we went live, and a lot of you have joined since then, this is the final match of Group D. If AceZer0 wins this, he and Big Dunka advance to brackets. If Kohrek wins this, there's a three-way tie between our two runners here and Big Dunka, and we don't even know how that gets resolved.
All we know is 2 will go through and 1 will not. We just
Right.
don't know how that will be decided.
Well, that's 2 blue balls already.
No, your prediction's not looking good, but frankly, mine isn't either. So.
So yeah, do you take the low percent play of going to Quake, or do you go just go into pod without a bow and hope for the best?
I think I would go and do Catfish here.
Well, we were both too optimistic for blue balls.
I go Catfish. When it's nothing, because it will be nothing. I save and quit back to the pyramid, and then I just walk over to run over to
right,
pod.
the mirror. You can actually save and quit to pyramid.
Well, you say that like that's a good thing, but a lot of times it's, oh, I want to check Spike Cave. Yeah.
It's a good thing if you remember it and leverage it properly. That's at least 6 blue balls.
Chat, help us out. Oh, hey, Virgil Dante. Shout outs to counting all the blue balls. Thank you.
Okay, so that was 6. Who rolled this? I think Adirondack Rick rolled this.
That doesn't give us anything. It's a flute. We want it. We don't even need it.
Get around the world better. Someday we'll have mitts and can check Meyer area.
But we don't want to check Meyer area because it's a pendant. It's
okay, and you
pendant.
were right. Ace is going to do the one-off Catfish, and then if Catfish has nothing, you're forced to pod.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a bow, then the play is obvious. You just go to pod. But without a bow, like, first chest pod could be your answer, and you could be immediately bow lock.
You really want Mitz or Hammer to show up soon.
Or at least a hook shot
And
or a
if
bow.
Right, the inevitable bow and pod, then you mirror and finish Eastern because it's a crystal and we know Armos has an item.
See? See, we'll go to Catfish, get our nothing item, save and quick, go to pod, because it's inevitable. We'll see if Kohrek agrees with Ace and I.
Well, first Kohrek has to get his flute.
Yeah, also running down the stairs is not faster. I'm sure Kohrek knows that, but just, oh well, you know.
Oh, I was thinking Kohrek is one of the champions of the early Cross Keys tournaments. I think 2020. You know, these are vanilla entrances. That's hard.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah,
That's clearly what's doing it.
Okay, are we bow locked? Well, I mean, we're either not bow locked or we're getting something here.
Yeah.
And if we're, the more interesting question is, what do we get here? What does it open? And do we stay in pod and mimic club? Oh, it's just a boring key. Do we mimic club? Well, no, we don't, because we have a small key. I mean, Ace might still mimic clip. Kohrek might still mimic clip.
I mean,
but
otherwise it would have had to have been progression, which would have really been bow, mitts, or hammer, or hook shot.
I don't think he fell on purpose.
Or I guess no, flippers wouldn't. Okay, there are the mitts.
Hi, mitts.
And Ace is out.
Not gonna check that. Well, okay, so
you might have wanted to mirror first before saving and quitting.
I mean, this is This is what I'm talking about. So,
but now he'll activate the flute so that if that happens again, he can just
hey, you
flute
can
off the
check
top
bottle
of the
vendor
castle.
while he's there.
That's true too.
See if he remembers. But yeah, the other I don't think he fell down there on purpose. So typically you're gonna check the bridge chest first. But 75% chance bridge chest, more than 75% chance the bridge chest is just a small key.
But you know what we have to do, like after activating flute, gotta check Meyer area now.
Well, we don't have a Canis Samaria, so we can't full clear it. Hey, are we bottle? We can check
Okay.
like this now.
Bottle vendor,
This
sick
is a
kid.
3-item check now when he goes back to Kakariko. Now we know that bottle vendor is nothing, but he doesn't.
And just a reminder, in this mode, bottles are always empty.
I thought that was a leak cheat. No,
Yes, well,
sorry, that's bottles on empty.
I was about to say, shout out to Maniacal, who was just standing outside the room a few minutes ago, who is a member of Bottles on Empty.
Okay, so the good news is we can just do desert now.
Yes, Desert is fully in logic.
It's we have nothing good to do. We have fighter sword. We have nothing else to.
And Desert's a
with.
crystal.
But I mean, I think you do it.
Right. I mean, you also check Meyer Shed and Checkerboard.
Yep. But then the question becomes: do you go into Meyer or do you go back to Village Outcasts? Village isn't that bad because
I don't want to do Meyer this early. 5 hearts, fighter
Fair
sword.
enough. Well, you're not gonna clear unless you find a cane.
Okay, let's see how Kohrek. Okay, Kohrek remembers to step outside with the mirror still equipped. Okay. Good job, Kohrek.
I don't think Ace checked bottle. Did Ace check bottle?
Kohrek, you haven't activated the flute yet.
This is the reverse of during the Ambrosiana season of Ladder, where I constantly went to activate the flute, and it played the normal tune, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Hey,
the thing.
there's another fetch quest. And an ice rod.
We don't need the ice rod. Why are we getting the ice rod?
No,
don't
but
give us the ice rod.
You know, for all we know, Samaria is in GT.
Yeah.
But Shovel's interesting, another fetch quest. For that matter, with those mitts, Magic Bat is now in logic.
Ew.
At the cost of a portal.
Okay, what did we say about... Okay, that's for Icebreaker. We're not going to do anything else with that cane. Also, while not in logic, the fire rod is available. You can water walk to it.
Wait. Okay, the inevitable small key in the big chest since we got the big key.
Of course. We go to the back and then we'll come back and finish at the front.
Yeah, that's the nice thing when you already found one item. Maybe the right side is just map and compass.
I mean, it never is. But you hope and you go for it. For what it's worth, Bombo is for Misery Mire. We have all 3 medallions. Sometimes it's still relevant if you have all 3 medallions. If you get a medallion in a really awful spot, all 3 medallions are on path. So it's a big who cares.
So just to recap, we could full clear Green Pendant Mire if we wanted to.
On 5 hearts.
And Fighter Sword.
Yeah, Fighter Sword. Like, Master Sword with Cape is not bad. Fighter Sword with Cape?
Ooh, Ice Rod and Landmill. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, that's what the Ice Rod's for. I was having that conversation with Sinek this morning. The Ice Rod's, we get the Ice Rod hint at the Green Pendant tournament.
Unfortunately, AceZer0 missed just one too many Ice Rod shots, had to finish him off with the Fighter Sword.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Ice Rod is not the same as the Fire Rod when it comes to this fight.
I mean, it does the same damage, it just fires slower.
Yeah, exactly. It feels different.
But that's our second crystal, and as you said, of course the game wouldn't be nice enough to give us both items.
So Kohrek looked like for a second he was going to go check the right side, and that would have been good because he would have gotten the item. But
he'd need a small key first that he's about to get out of the big
yeah,
chest.
there you go. Yeah. So maybe he is planning. No, he's going to do the same thing. He's good, so we'll see what that other item is. But yeah, it is an interesting choice. Well, okay, so with Skull as being a pendant, I don't think I sequence break the Fire Rod. If it was a crystal, I would seriously consider water walking to that Fire Rod.
Yeah, but
we're gonna get flippers, and then we just do it the normal way. And unless Ice Palace calls, which without a hammer it doesn't, I'm not doing it. I'm not going in for sequence breaking that.
Alright, so here's the thing. We would need flippers and hammer to put Pet in logic. At that point, we're only bow and hook shot away from go mode. So you kind of hope that bow and hook shot show up soon.
Okay, so checkerboard's nothing.
Hammerless Thieves Town?
We have Hammerless Thieves Town. We have. I mean, I think you do Village to some extent. Hammerless Thieves Town. Would you? I always say.
Out of logic, Ice Palace.
Now we got the hammer.
Oh, we don't have the hammer, right?
I mean.
I was thinking at least we have Samaria for Icebreaker, but yeah, you do kind of need the hammer to get the pulse
there are times where you fake flipper at Ice Palace, and there are times where you do hammerless Ice Palace. I can't think of a single situation where I would do both at the same time.
It's making the interesting decision to go into the front of Pendant Skull Woods.
I kind of like this. The hope is you get your hammer before you go into Thieves Town. I mean, or you could eat. And like this check right here becomes a lot faster because we got Samaria, so you know.
That's true. Of course, it's a small key.
Yeah, I mean that's not terrible though, because like we now know now he doesn't have to steal the key to do the front, so.
Okay.
I mean he wouldn't necessarily have to steal the key anyway, because the first chest might just be a key, but he doesn't have to even worry about it. Yeah, and he wouldn't have been able to do it. So we got the compass because we really need those.
Watch the two items be in the back.
Well, we're starting to get close to that.
Kohrek, you have both. Okay, there you go.
And there's the big key. Now, essentially 50-50. It's not quite right because. Okay.
That's two small keys, a big key, and a map and a compass. Third. Okay, one item.
Well, at least it's an item. It's an awful item, but it's an item.
We can pretend it was the red mail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Every bloopy we'll see, we'll just pretend it was the red mail.
We just get one bottle, right? It could be a bottle.
No, we get two bottles.
We get two bottles. Okay.
And then the third and fourth become bloopies.
Yeah, there's so many different hard mode setups now that I can't keep them.
Hey, Arrow of Destiny on Bumper Cave. We don't have to go back for that.
We can get it.
No, we can't. We don't have the hook shot. Oh yeah, right.
Hook shot.
Sorry, right. That's advanced logic, basic logic. What I was really thinking of was in entrance mode where you traverse it backwards and you can use the hook shot in lieu of the cave to traverse it backwards.
Now, I haven't checked the sign since forever, but I remember in an earlier version, the sign there actually tells you don't need the hook shot. Randomizer. I think it says something like you need the cape but not the hook shot.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Now I need to actually go look at next time I play Randomizer. I need to go back in and see if the sign still says that.
Okay, AceZer0 heading over to Vu. This is probably going to be a Hammerless Thieves play.
Yeah,
At least you see what's in the front.
you
And
see what's in the front, and then you assess your odds of leaving an item behind, and you make a decision.
no, this is a Smith chain play. No? Okay, no, he was just going...
No, he's going to do the
Okay.
village
Yeah,
place
usually if I
first.
see someone dashing down the far right side of Vu like that, I assume it's a Smith chain play. I mean, we probably will do Smith chain after Thieves Town. Then you have to figure out what you want to do about Magic Bat. Hey, one of our rare heart containers. We could get the other one from Lumberjack.
If Ace were to do that, I will pay you $100 if Ace goes and gets the heart container from Lumberjack. I will pay only $50 for Kohrek because I know Ace better.
Okay, first look at these. This is our third crystal dungeon. Like, for all the headache these runners have gone through, they do have 2 crystals.
Okay, that's not a good start. That was a compass.
Yeah, 1 fewer dungeon item that could be in the big chest.
Okay, piece of heart. It's an item.
Speaking of item, there's Kohrek's Bloopy. And he's out of Skullwoods. Ooh!
Okay. Hey, we can go get that fire rod and finish Skullwoods and get that other item.
It also puts the first chest of Swamp Palace in Logic.
Let's go! And 1 item front, no small key. I agree with Ace here. I'm finishing the dungeon. 50-50.
2 items front. We had the piece of
Yeah,
art.
I meant 2.
We already
thought 2
discussed
and
we can't
said
count.
1.
Yes.
So if it was 1 item, I probably don't do it. 2 item front, no small key. 50-50. The small key is even available, and then even if the small key is available, then at that point, if we haven't gotten the items, at worst is 50-50 that the at worst is 50-50 that the item's in the big chest, and then even if it's in the big chest, it's probably not something useful.
To answer chat, yes, Waterfall had the mushroom, but mushroom wasn't anything. And both runners have the mushroom. And
Yeah, I mean, we've done all the flipper stuff we can do without flippers. So except go to Ice Palace, which was never happening. Now Hammerlow's Ice Palace is looking, well, it's not looking better, but it's looking more possible. Hey, there's your other bottle.
Okay, so now bloopies can be bottles as well.
There we go. But we're gonna do. We'll see what Ace does in terms of, because we got powder, we got Smiths, we got purple chest. Can't do them in the way we want to because no hammer.
Sorry, I already forgot what was in the attic in Thieves Town.
I'm pretty certain it was not a map or compass.
Okay.
Or I guess it would be the map. We saw the compass. And actually, the fact that I remember was a compass is amazing. I never remember, even when I'm playing on I never remember which it is, map or compass. In one ear, out the other, so to speak. Hi, small key.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, we're 50-50, I believe. Yeah, we're 50-50.
Yeah, chat talking about the different ways of counting. Yesterday I was calming with Philian, and he's a software engineer, so he acknowledged that he can count, but only up to 1.
Count like this, and we have the camera to prove it.
So Kohrek didn't get his flippers.
Yeah, hasn't done thieves. I didn't just caught. He just went straight down to dig game.
Yeah, I mean, of course he has the mitt, so he can go right back.
Yep. Probably picks up the Smith, turns to the Smith, and then goes into Thieves Town. I kind of like that play.
Okay, Blind had the item.
We're good.
Goodbye forever, map and dig chest. Can't do hammer pegs.
Nope. We'll see how Ace decides to do these checks here.
Yeah, and it's a tough call. Do you pull the purple chest and then go back through the portal after doing Magic Bat? Do you skip Magic Bat for the moment?
I'm intrigued by Magic Bat in this scenario, but
do Magic Bat at the expense of then not being able to do... Okay, Kohrek's doing Magic Bat, but then it's like you want to do Cave 45 and Stumpy.
I like it better for Kohrek in this situation since he hasn't done Thieves Town, has another reason to go back to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah.
More incentive to search for the hammer right now. For Ace, I like this better because you're beelining you're beelining Hype Cave. And then if Hype Cave is nothing, you can go back and do Purple Chest. I don't think you need Smith, so you can do all that stuff together.
For Kohrek, it's just like, oh yeah, we heard you were looking for bombs. Sorry, that was 45 minutes ago, but...
More bloopies. Oh, we have the shovel.
Yes.
Okay, come on, shovel.
Bug net out of the purple chest.
This is where in a co-op Ace would say, if he found it, I just found your favorite item. And I say, where and think you know. So I don't pick it up.
Ace is going to Hype Cave. Okay, I was wondering if he was going to do the one check in the front of Swamp.
I would do Hype Cave first, but I mean, they got burned in week 1 of League with a hammer in Swamp. So if he's thinking at all about that, you might see him do it after Hype Cave.
And there is still the rest of Pod. Oh, Hookshot.
Oh, hi, Hookshot. Now I just go to the mountain. Oh, hi, Master Sword. That's a good Hype Cave.
Yeah. Find a book and we can start pulling tablets. That's a solid, like, 7 out of 10 Hype Cave at this point, you know.
I mean,
with how few things
I am of the opinion that if I get anything good at Hype Cave, I'm calling it 10 out of 10. Plus, we gotta, and Hookshot's my favorite, my actual favorite item, so.
And we are Bow and Hammer from... Oh, he didn't even want the Fire Rod.
I mean, he doesn't need it right now.
No, but it's a nice thing to have.
I think you get it. I think you want to wait until you're going to Ice Palace with a hammer. And then you just get it on your way.
Oh, yeah. Well, but then you have to be in the Dark World first.
Yeah, but if you have the hammer, you could just go to the Dark World the normal South way.
Oh, yeah.
And he still has other stuff to do that he could do, like... Okay, well, I'm trying to think how you would do this with the purple chest turning into the Dark World. There's ways to do it. Meanwhile, Kohrek's also going to gamble on hammer, no item in Thieves Town. Paradox Cave, so far with nothing.
Yeah, but we have so many more checks. There's upstairs,
I mean,
Spiral Cave, Hookshot Cave,
Dark
Super
and
Bunny
Light.
Cave.
Yeah, we have Dark and Light. I mean, it's just not a good start.
We don't have Spike Cave, no hammer.
Well, it's better to have Spike Cave, no hammer than Spike Cave, no glove, which of course can't happen in this mode. But
I've seen people go through Spike Cave and then realize they don't have the glove.
No glove, you get to the block and oops. That's always a funny one.
Kohrek gets his second bottle.
Okay, that's like a heart container. Okay, we're gonna do Spiral Cave and then go into the Dark World.
Spiral Cave with boots and Hookshot, the way everyone likes to do it.
My least favorite entrance mode. Or my least favorite connector, not my
Especially when you
entrance.
keep having to traverse it.
Oof. I've had those seats. Super Bunny is a really, really, really close second. The reason why Spiral wins is because in Super Bunny, at least you have the chance of fighting it from the other direction and getting the items out.
Okay, so nothing on Light Death Mountain.
Nothing. That was absolutely nothing. I mean, we're only looking for 2 items, so...
And we can enter all of our crystal dungeons, we just can't finish any of the remaining ones.
That's always fun. And the nice thing is, and we really hope to find the bow before the hammer, is until we find the hammer, we don't throw about Turtle Rock. But Pendant Mire, anyone?
Yeah, well,
It's
3
looking
items,
better.
it's a green pendant.
It's looking better. We have now a Master Sword. That makes it much better. And we still have found nothing on the mountain.
But there's still we don't know the key layout of pod. Both runners noped out as soon as they got the mitts, which made sense, but, you know, with more keys in front...
There could be more in pod. Like,
yeah,
there could be a hammer or a
back
bow
could
still
be
in
in
pod.
logic very easily.
Now, remind me, are we progressive bows in this mode, or are we...
Non-progressive
Okay, that's
bows.
what I thought, so no bow lock bows today.
Right.
Which makes it a little less of an...
Ace.
Yeah, little less incentivized to go break pod. Or even just go back into it. I mean, if it is... Like the bridge chest could have the second item, and then now you're low locked again.
Okay, so what now?
Flew away to... Let's see where he flew away to.
Kohrek's now gonna do, like, Stumpy and
Yeah,
K45
so Kohrek's going to do all the
that.
stuff that Ace is doing. There's a good chance that Ace is going to go do the stuff that Kohrek's already done in terms of Smith Chain and such.
Yeah. But hey, while these runners retrace each other's footsteps, please do give them a follow. If that worked. That didn't work.
No.
But fortunately, we have the amazing T Sigma 6 on tech over to my right off screen.
Actually, shout outs to T Sigma and all the rest of the SpeedGaming staff. Actually, I want to shout out Dante, who in the
Hauled all the equipment from North Carolina.
As Rick called it, the 3-ring circus room, because there are 3 streams going on at once, typically, or as many as, for working on setting that up all afternoon on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, they were going crazy in there that day.
Okay, so we'll see if Ace decides to go... I mean, at this point, he just grabs the purple chest and does the thing for Magic Bass, so he's not skipping anything, really. He's
But
already done all the
then,
things.
like, do you do the first check in Swamp since you're in that?
He can't now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
Right, lost
now
his portal.
his choice... Like,
I want to see Hammer in first chest Swamp just because.
oh, yeah, of course you do. So, I mean, our choices are Pendant Mire, which is looking better and better. We can do the back of Skull Woods with the other item.
To recap to chat, since they're talking about Eastern, Eastern gave us our first sword and the mirror. The third item is on Armos Knights, though.
Yeah, can't get that right now. So we have Pendant Mire looking better and better. We have one item in Skull Woods that we can get, or now, in fact, Kohrek can go get with the Fire Rod. He can also go into... No, he can't, because he doesn't have hammer. Never mind. Scratch that. Pretend I didn't, you know. Those of you who know what I was about to say, just pretend I wasn't about to say that. And those of you who don't, never mind. So we're gonna check the purple chest, and Ace is gonna get that bug net. And so finish hammerless pod, hammerless ice, and by finish I mean hammerless bowless pod. Finish do hammerless ice, and Ace is gonna go for iron. I kind of like this.
Completable pendant over non-completable crystal.
Green pendant.
Yes, 3
Of
items.
course, I'm the one that hates it when people say, "But it's green pendant."
And you know, 9 hearts and tempered sword is a lot better than 5 hearts and fighter sword, which is what we had when we first came through.
This is nearly NMG, and we have a cape just in case. We don't have a bow. That kind of sucks on Viddy, but...
You just play a very long game of ping pong at the end.
If he finds something, he might just nope out and never do Viddy. Even though it's green pendant. Oh, nice free magic refill there. Except, are we going to get it? We're not going to get it.
No.
No, he's going to get it!
Just
He got
in
it!
time.
Just barely.
Meanwhile, Kohrek's in the process of learning that Dark Death Mountain has a fair amount of money, but a whole lot of junk.
all of Death Mountain. Did we get anything on Death Mountain? Let's see.
No, I don't think so.
No. So Spike Cave, the last hope.
I mean, we got a crystal, but...
Or Bow in Turtle Rock.
Hey, the one shield.
Woohoo!
But that is one item down. You know, you hope for a reasonably goddish mire where you get the big key quickly and the other item quickly. Okay, there's the big key.
The big key.
Do you rush Viddy?
No.
Okay,
Ace Wait, did he get the item already?
He got the shield in bridge
Okay, you're
chest,
right. He got the shield. Yes.
We're one item
Yes.
in. If Viddy has the second, you don't need
You're
to
done,
touch
and
the
you've
entire
got
rest
the green
of the
pendant.
dungeon. Yeah.
And if not, then you have a choice. Do I turn in green pendant or do I go back into mire?
And we haven't gotten any small keys left. We know that small keys can't be on the left side because the big key isn't on the left side.
Yeah, I use that sometimes to determine whether I'm going to do cutscene. Like, if too many small keys are missing, then... And I know it can't be the... Because I didn't get the big key. I know the drop-down can't be the small key. I'm a little more likely to do the cutscene.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still say it's too slow and just don't do it. Kohrek, 20 rupees richer and pulling out the flute, and let's see what he decides to do.
Well, so if Viddy doesn't give us a small key, if Viddy gives us a map or a compass, you know that the last item has to be on left side.
Yes, because we've seen the other stuff.
That was a very quick mire basement.
Cape's got the cape at the ready just in case. He's going to go for regular NMG strats. And now I'm just going to switch to slashing.
Yeah.
No magic use, which I fully appreciate. It's more fun with Gold Sword, but we're not going to get that here.
Kind of cool that he's, you know, even doing it, slashing away with the cape on with the big eyeball. Oh, there's a small key,
There's
okay.
a small key.
Do you go back in?
You know, you could leave a mirror portal here. Go turn in the green pendant and come back. Or you just go back in. The decision, Ace's decision is go back in. Kohrek's also decided mire is the play.
I mean, since to come back anyway, you would flute to 6. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
the
not
mirror
that big a
portal does
difference.
much.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
But now the question is, knowing the odds, do you just go straight for left side?
Oh, yeah.
But that includes cutscene.
Yeah, it does.
If compass chest doesn't
I mean,
have it.
well, you always do compass chest first.
Yeah.
And then you make the decision.
You hope the item's in compass chest, and then you don't need to think about anything else.
Right.
But if it's not in compass chest, it's a much higher likelihood of being in cutscene than anywhere else in the dungeon.
Right, because the other spots can have a small key and cutscene cannot.
Gee, I wonder why they call it compass chest.
So Ace is not going to bet on cutscene. He's thinking that's going to be the map.
And Kohrek, meanwhile, is not taking the Viddy gamble that Ace took.
I think that's fine, too. He's also got a fire rod to do this faster. And actually, Kohrek might be a little more incentivized to do cutscene because of the fire rod, but nope, not going to do it. I mean, it's not that big a difference, but it's multiple seconds.
I mean, given the green pendant, I think Kohrek will still go and beat the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, unless the other item is something really good. There's another key.
Okay, this is going to be either map or the other item. It is map chest, so... Oh! Well then!
Yep.
Hello, Hammer.
And never mind, we're not getting Bow Go mode, which is not the worst Go mode.
I think you do Swamp now.
I would do... Oh, we still have that. Yeah, Swamp. Definitely.
Or Ace is doing Ice.
Ice is fine, too. Except, did he forget that there's a fire rod sitting there for him?
Apparently he did. I guess he's going to do the whole thing on Bombos.
I mean, not terrible to do the whole thing on bombos, but that fire rod is useful enough.
Yeah.
You want it.
I mean, it definitely makes the cold stare fight faster.
But I mean, it's not even just for Ice Palace.
Right.
You get into GT, you go right side, and now you have big keys on the right side, and now like, oh yeah, I don't have the fire rod, and now you have to bomb jump because it'd be way too slow to go back and get the fire rod at that point.
Sometimes I've been noticing with doing this live, sometimes there'll be a situation where I seriously want to go across the room and tap a runner on the shoulder. And have you considered? Don't worry, they're wearing noise-canceling headphones. They shouldn't be able to hear any of this.
Yeah, the typical thing I've heard from runners, not just in the races I've done, but also in other people's races, is sometimes they'll hear something, you know?
Hey, there was our gold sword.
Woohoo! Gold sword and cold stare is great, but it's a green pony. Okay, anyway.
Well, this is going to be interesting since both of these runners are going to do full clear, but if either of them turns up a bow, they're in go mode, and that'll affect how they do the other dungeon.
Yeah, I kind of like Ice First better because it's a little faster, and then the good old left side swamp decision, I'm less likely to miss the left side swamp item because I've already cleared ice. But there's fewer things, fewer places the thing could be.
Of course, we all oh, okay.
Here's go mode. Now Ace needs to either remember that the fire rod is there, do bomb jumps, or hope that the big key is just on the left side.
Yeah.
So,
well, he does have to do swamp, but now he can go mode swamp, and
yes.
From swamp he could then grab the fire rod.
If he remembers it's there.
Yes.
So he needs to either remember where the fire rod is, do bomb jumps, or get lucky. Kohrek, on the other hand, might full clear swamp. He's missing just one item, so I imagine he goes to the back first.
Yeah.
But then he'll have the decision to make, do I go back into left side?
Maybe it's the God Swamp and Map and Compass are left side.
I've had that happen twice. To be fair, the first time it happened, I said, I'm never doing, the first time it happened, I went left side first and said, never again. I'm never missing the God Swamp again. I don't care how inefficient that With Tempered Sword doing this with Bombo, so it isn't too bad.
Okay, it's not the God Swamp.
Not the God Swamp. No, more likely, the layout I usually get is item, map, compass in the Diver Down chest. So at least he's not getting that. Like, he doesn't have the hope now of the God Swamp. It's dash, after you've made a decision not to go left side.
I mean, if you're rooting for Kohrek to catch up, you don't want to see Book show up, because then he'll just detour over to Bombos before he goes into ice.
Yeah, if you're rooting for Kohrek, you want Ace to forget the fire rod and have the GT big key on the right side.
Okay, here's the flute. I would expect Swamp next.
I mean, you can do Pod Eastern. It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Yeah, I guess there's nothing Fire Rod really is useful for in Potter Eastern with this loadout.
No, not a thing. I mean, if you didn't have Lamp, then you can light up the dark room.
Right.
I mean, you could still light up the dark room. Why would you?
Oh, and we should also mention, if AceZero's lead does hold and Ian Dunca clinch advancement, there is a consolation bracket which will have a small cash prize that Kohrek will still have the option to play in. And yes, just to recap for late arrivals, this is the final match of Group D. If AceZer0 wins this, he and Big Dunka will be the two to advance from this group to brackets. If Kohrek comes back and wins this, we have a three-way tie, and we have no idea how that gets resolved.
Yep. not my job to figure it out.
Wiser people than us can handle it. So Kohrek is about a minute or so away from go mode.
Yeah, we'll see what he does in terms of the switch. Now, I was going to mention that Ace found the bow. Ace hit the switch, and he and I have had conversations about this, and he's of the, I'm always going to hit the switch so I don't mess it up in situations where I have to hit the switch. Which worked out really well for him, because I don't think we found the big, was the big key here? No, it wasn't. It was the sword. So,
and we didn't even have a small key there.
Right, and the bow showed up so early that he would have had to search out the big key if he hadn't hit the switch. So good call on Ace's part. Speaking
of big key, we still need to find the pod big key before we can finish the dungeon.
So Kohrek looks like he's going to do the same play. He's going to go ahead and hit that switch. Which, I never thought about it. And go -1, that's probably a really good answer. I never thought about it in those terms. But in the same way... Well, maybe not quite the same way as going left side first in the swamp. Betting on the item being here, and worst case scenario is you have to do a really bad iced tea layout, do the really bad iced tea check, as opposed to having to search for the big key.
Okay, so remember, Kohrek is also going to have to do this deep dive of pod to find the big key when he comes in here.
Yeah, so there's no time lost or gained here. And, the routing here is pretty standard. Is Kohrek a hoverer?
That I don't know.
Because the one time save you can get is if you can do that's really dumb hover.
Okay, there it is, Harmless Hellway.
And we have 2 small keys, so we're good to go to the back.
So Kohrek will actually take a very temporary lead in the crystal count, but Ace is still better positioned.
Yep. Yeah, and then Ace is going to take it right back, because Eastern will be very quick.
Yeah. Kohrek was doing his fire rod shots in time for the music. Did you notice that?
No, I missed that. That's awesome.
That was a very clean cold stare fight. Oh yeah, also, right, we should talk more about the structure going forward. We have 8 groups. Group matches need to be finished today. Top 2 from each group advance. If there are second place ties, there's going to be a group race off of everyone involved in a second place tie in every group. I think that's at 8 p.m. tonight. I don't believe that will be restreamed just because we don't even know how many runners will be in it. But yeah, one way or another, there will be a 16-person bracket starting tomorrow and running through the finals sometime Sunday night. And the prize pool is somewhere on the order of $1,300. I'm not sure exactly how it's being divided up, but hey, you do well enough in brackets, you come home with a few hundred. Pays for your travel.
Okay, we're just gonna do a nice simple helmet fight. Ace is gonna use some hammer strats, even though he has tempered.
I was gonna say, why are you doing that when tempered does the same damage?
I know,
as
right?
Longer reach.
you just, you can take the NMG, you can take the runner out of NMG, but you can't take the NMG out of the runner, so.
Okay, what's Kohrek doing? Deciding whether he wants to go to Arena Ledge or to Bowlock
he's
side?
He's gonna do Bowlock side first.
Yeah, but he went back and forth through that door a few times. I'm just trying to figure that was just indecision.
I guess that's just indecision. Yeah, this is still really close. The fire rod might make a small difference. So Kohrek's gonna have to do pod here. Big Key's in an awful spot, so he's gonna take time. They're both gonna have a quick Eastern. Ace is gonna have a very fast swamp.
Yes.
And then we'll see if he remembers the fire rod or not. I mean, to be fair, from a routing perspective, I don't think it was necessarily bad that he did Ice Palace the way he did it. So the fact that he hasn't gotten the Fire Rod doesn't mean he's forgotten it. It just means you may be routing it after Swamp, which works pretty well too.
Kohrek shows us the nice, I forget the name of that glitch where you lay down a Samaria block and then just run through.
Yeah, the pod clip. I don't know why that one in particular is called pod clip, but Ace did it too.
Yeah, I was going to say I think Ace did it as well, but we didn't comment on it. So yeah, Kohrek still has about 2.5 minutes left of pod, because that's how long it takes from when you mirror to going through the right side and the cutscene and the Helma fight and everything, and Ace is almost on crystal number 6 now. We still haven't found silvers, probably in GT.
Yeah, I mean...
Or Turtle
No,
Rock.
they're in Turtle Rock. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling Turtle Rock. Nice Armo fight.
Yeah, gets the quick kill. So, crystal number 6. Opens Pyramid Fairy. We're not going to see it.
Nope. Could be silvers. Could be vanilla. Could be a book. Don't you want to see what's on the tablets? And this will be Swamp for Ace. This will be a very quick swamp. Swamp in Go mode is it's the best Go mode dungeon.
I was thinking nothing like being punchy for morning comms, but it's not even morning anymore.
Yeah, Icebreaker is what created Swamp. It used to be Ice had the title of best Go mode dungeon, and then Icebreaker became a thing, and now Swamp is better because Icebreaker doesn't make Go mode really that much better, but it makes not Go mode so much less bad.
I think it still saves you about 15 seconds.
About 15 seconds, yeah. About 15 seconds. So it is still worth doing if you're in Go mode. Like, no one's going to say, hey, I have a cane of Samari to do Icebreaker. Let's do a bomb jump.
And even with Diver Down, left side Swamp is still annoying.
Yeah, I mean, Diver Down makes it faster. It's not fast. It's still not fast. When people say it's faster, I'm like, you know what's faster than doing Diver Down? Not doing it at all. Until you leave something there, then you just cry.
So that's crystal number 6 for Kohrek.
So yeah, Ace gonna have a very quick swamp. Kohrek gonna have a very quick Eastern. Depending on whether Ace goes and picks up that Fire Rod, Kohrek might actually.
Yeah, this is closer than I would have thought.
First, well, Kohrek didn't do left side.
Right, but even so.
So he didn't lose that 2 minutes.
Yeah, but he was still behind finding the. Oh, he never finished Meyer. That was what it was. He
didn't.
He got the hammer and left because he just figured the bow wouldn't be on green pendant. So that's where he made up the time.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
So he was only very slightly behind coming out of Meyer.
I don't even think Ace turned in the green pendant.
No, he didn't. Why would you?
I mean, he could have done it before Ace.
Yeah. No, it was a gamble Ace took to hope for the last item on Vitreous and didn't pay off.
Both gambles are good, reasonable gambles to take in the scenarios that the runners were in. And Kohrek's paid off a little bit better.
So now, this race could come down to whether or not Ace gets the Fire Rod, and if he doesn't, whether the Big Key is in Compass Room.
Well, here's the interesting part. If Big Key's not in Compass Room, he's better off not getting it. Because it takes too much time. He's not going to save the time picking it up for GT. I mean, yeah, there's some spots where it sucks to have to use Lamp instead of Fire Rod, but whatever. That's not as much time as going to get it. Now, but if Big Key is on one side, then it saves time.
I guess Ace is looking for silvers, and that's why he's opening those chests on the way?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he's looking for.
Okay, makes sense.
This is where I tell the story of the race I won because I checked those chests and my opponent didn't. So
I've definitely seen races won and lost over someone checking chests that were right on the way, finding silvers, and their opponent skipped it.
Yep.
Even upstairs in GT, I've seen that swing a race.
Because I mean, silvers don't save that much time, but they do save the amount of time to open them, more than the time that it takes to open the chest. And we are going to have simultaneous boss kills here.
And Kohrek actually is the first to 7 crystals.
Yeah.
But extremely close. You can put numbers in chat if you want. We will be, you know, searching for a big key in Ganon's Tower.
Okay.
Except that Kohrek gets himself dead rocked.
Okay, so Ace forgetting the fire rod. Fire rod doesn't exist. But we know he saw it because we saw him look at it.
Right. Because you were worried when he was
Yeah,
swimming there that he might
because he's an
avoid the lake
SMZ3 player,
altogether.
and we see the very first check in SMZ3 is Lake Hylia Island, and we stare at it, and usually we mark it off on our tracker because it's nothing, and there wasn't nothing this time, and you know, yeah, when you're used to routing it that way, it's hard to remember to route it.
Oh, interesting. Ace. If you don't get dead rocked, I've heard that the route Ace is taking is like a second shorter.
I've heard this is even shorter when you have to open the dungeon. I've also heard that it's not shorter if you have to open the dungeon. So people smarter than me can
I've been
decide.
told even if you have to open the dungeon, as long as you don't get dead rocked, it's about a second short.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, you're not opening the dungeon. So even you have
The portal.
The portal. Like, we're not opening Turtle Rock. We'll find out what the medallion we need is, which we didn't find out before, I don't think. Because there was no reason to check because we had all 3 medallions.
Ether.
Turtle Rock, anyone?
Yes,
we can do it now.
Kohrek will, by about 10 seconds, be the first runner into GT. Now, this could be interesting because Ace is almost certainly doing Hope Room and left.
Yeah, you're not going to say, well, you know what? I want to do the bomb jump. Let's just do it, you know? So.
And if Kohrek does Dark Magician and... Or if there's a small key in Hope Room and he goes right off of that, assuming the big key isn't in Compass Room, that could give Ace the lead.
So to remind everybody, if you're rooting for Chaos, you want Kohrek to win. If you're rooting for a nice, clean entry into brackets, you want Ace to win. Because a Kohrek win puts those two and Big Dunka at 2-1, and an Ace win puts Ace at 3-0, Dunka at 2-1. Hi, Silvers.
Okay. I think Kohrek gets those as well.
Unless Big Key's here.
That also saves AceZer0 a headache on the Landmo fight.
It really does. He's only got 10 arrows. Okay, Kohrek's getting silvers.
Okay. So this is going to be the moment of truth. If the big key is in Compass Room, that's
Then,
basically GG's.
Yeah, I mean, because we're both going to have silvers, so no difference there. Although if it's not, then Ace has a lead.
Right.
Yeah, so my first question to Ace is, did you forget the fire rod, or were you gambling that you didn't need it? Because it's a legit gamble. Like, there's nothing, I mean, that's a perfectly legit gamble.
Oh!
And it pays off!
Wow, okay, so
Okay.
Ace takes the lead. That will be just... Since we're going by Kohrek's count, that will be check number 12 for Kohrek.
I'm glad you figured it out.
Kohrek
PhD in math doesn't want to do math.
Kohrek does get Cane of Burna for his troubles. Having 2 small keys, he mirrors immediately without getting the small key under the pod.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyone guess 12? Sackett guessed 13. That's close.
Yeah, I don't buy the whole Price is Right rule. Because then... Of course, on the other hand, it does stop people from always guessing 22, so that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I still like the time Kern one with 24.
That was probably back in the bot days, right?
Yes.
And the bot just goes with whichever's closest, you know. Yeah, at this point, it's just an execution battle.
Yeah.
Ace, a relatively conscious NMG runner. Do you know Kohrek runs NMG?
Yeah, I've seen him run MNG. He's somewhere in the 125, 126 area.
Okay, I think that's a little faster than Ace's. I don't know, but I mean, it also makes a difference in whether you're practicing it currently.
Right.
So, and I don't know that either one of them is practicing it currently. Of course, the beeping does not help.
Well, you have powder, I mean.
You have powder, but you also, and you could, yeah, he's gonna just do the safety room.
Oh, Ace is out of arrows. There is a refill in the next.
Yeah, I mean.
How did you not pick up the arrows in the second mimic room?
You forgot.
I guess.
And he doesn't have fire rod, so he doesn't have that either.
I mean, he could use ice rod.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily any better.
That definitely cost him some time. Kohrek is also very low on arrows. And Ace is just charging through.
Yeah.
Kohrek picks up arrows there. There were all these places Ace could have picked up arrows.
Yeah, I don't know if there are any more arrow spots. Like, I know the 4 pots in the room before the first wizard room. Plus, also Ace at 3 hearts. This is not the really dangerous part of this. But it is significant to mention. And
I mean,
he's going to have to do this with Lamp. So he's going to lose time here. This could come down to Kohrek picked up the arrows and Ace did.
Yeah, no, I mean, if Ace loses this race because he didn't pick up arrows, he has only himself to blame.
Oh, absolutely. And now he's losing time here because he doesn't have Fire Rod.
Yeah, and he forgot that he doesn't have Fire Rod, so he
has to wait.
Yep.
Lamp. And thank goodness he has powder because he will be able to use it. But 2 hearts is still kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
But doesn't have to worry about his magic because he's just a lamp. I hate trying to light that lamp without. I always do that one first.
He's not even opening those chests looking for arrows.
Nope, he's not going to get arrows. He might get arrows if they're on the chest behind Moldorm too. But.
Or the chest before Moldorm. Okay.
Or the pot. Okay. So yeah. He knew a pot. I didn't. I should have realized he would know that pot because NMG runners know the pots.
But Kohrek has obviously made up a lot of time on that climb because of
because of Fire Rod, because of Fire Rod, because of the arrow. Well, I don't think the arrows. Probably had a better land while I wasn't watching. I was too busy worrying about Ace's arrow count. But now we're back to even. Ace still has to make a mistake for Kohrek to come back. Whereas if he had not picked up those arrows, now it gets interesting.
This is going to be close in any case.
Yeah, that was an awful pattern.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
We'll see how Kohrek handles it. Ugh.
Another awful pattern.
1 and 1.
That was a little better.
That's a double. 2 is better than 1, right? This is a 5-cycle Aga.
Should be able to get it here.
Yeah.
And Kohrek's going to have the same pattern, so we'll see if he can do a better job with it.
He might get 4. I think 3 would be very difficult.
He gets 2 on the first round, so you already made up time right there, potentially. This was the one where it was like... Yeah,
wow, he gets a double on that.
He got a double on that. Well, nicely done.
Okay, it's going to be a 4-cycle.
Yeah,
and he's unhappy he didn't get the 3-cycle.
Well,
but he doesn't know he's making up time.
He did the
with
2
4.
hard ones, and I think that third one was a little bit easier than the first 2. I'm bad at Aga anyway, no matter what it is. So I'm not the one to ask how easy or hard a pattern is.
Yes, I flunked Agonometry.
So we have all the things we could possibly want to have here, except, we have a low number of hearts, but these guys don't care about that.
Okay, 1 and 1.
Very nice.
Ace needed battery would have probably fallen behind. This is close.
And a reminder, those of you may not normally watch the Ganon warps will be the same for both runners. Not too bad on the warps today. Oh no, silver is my one true weakness. I'm begging you, devs. Give me something more
Okay,
interesting to say
Ace
there.
got the torch glitch. That's good, since he doesn't have the fire rod to quickly light stuff.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
And
There
this'll
goes
do
down
it.
Ganon.
So, get your GGs in. This is going to be like
This
half a minute or
lived
less.
up to what this race was supposed to be. And I'm sure the devs are, the admins are sighing in relief.
And
And
time.
127.28.
As Kohrek hits phase 4, so.
Yeah, and poor Kohrek getting that right as he's in the Ganon fight, the Ganon snipe. So.
Yeah.
But very, very, very good race. And you know what? If Ace had gone and gotten that fire rod, I think he loses.
Yeah. He does.
Can't say for sure.
Especially because he might have been baited over with the small key and Hope Room.
He might have had a better climb with the fire rod, but I think it costs more time to get it.
So I think that was about a GG's to Kohrek.
GG's to Kohrek.
I think that was about a 28-29 second difference. Let's give them a moment to catch their breath, and then we'll have them over here.
Oh yeah, hold the button. You're supposed to hold the button.
I think we know who finished first.
I joke about it because when I saw that in the Discord that the rule is you're supposed to hold the button so they can tell better, I'm like, I will forgive. I'm glad I'm not in this tournament because I will forget that every single time.
Oh boy, that was quite a race. Glad we got to comment.
Absolutely.
They just put it on the schedule this morning. I woke up, saw it, saw the time, and was like, yeah.
Actually, shout out to the SMC3 race that it was going to indefinitely postpone the one we were going to call.
Right.
And arrows on Ted. For those of you that care.
I want to see the collection rates. This should be interesting. Should be very similar collection rates. Maybe Kohrek slightly higher because he did Compass Room.
Yeah, it should be pretty close.
Yeah.
And Kohrek did a little more swamp. So
Right.
A few extra items there.
Though Ace, of course, did Viddy, and
Yeah,
but he
I
never
think
turned
did a
into
little
Green
more.
Pendant.
Yeah, I think he did a little more Meyer. I think that's true.
Yeah, chat pointing out that, you know, if we want to talk about things that made a difference, Kohrek's Moldorm Falls might have been the time difference.
We
long
talk
ago.
about it with the Moldorm 2 falls. You know, it was gonna, the extra Moldorm 2 falls that can happen, but no, it was Moldorm 1 got him.
Yeah.
Which, frankly, is Moldorm 1 is a more variable fight because you could come in with anything from hammer, fighter sword, all the way to gold sword, whereas Moldorm 2, typically, on average, you're gonna, well, in this case, you're not getting gold sword, but on average, you're gonna have tempered sword for Moldorm 2. But yeah,
Okay, so
runners take whatever break
there.
you need. As soon as you're ready, we'll get you over
142, 147. There we go.
here. Yeah, that looks about right. I mean, 4 of those are compass room, right?
So,
Okay,
AceZer0 and
first
Kohrek
question.
here.
Ace. Forget Fire Rod or gambled on not needing Fire Rod?
Oh, that was absolutely a decision.
Okay.
It was the decision was whether I skip Fire Rod and because I can do the right side with lamp, but just
Right.
slower and a little tougher. But
Yep.
I was like, I'm either going to skip it and do that last, obviously, or I'm going to get Fire Rod and just push right side immediately. But I don't know. I felt like, the chances, it's like only 4 chests that locks. So
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that won you the race.
Yeah, we're pretty certain, despite the issues climbing GT without a Fire Rod, we're pretty certain it would have been slower to pick it up.
yeah.
Well, and Kohrek entered first. And entered GT first, and so but he did Dark Magician. Which is perfectly understandable.
Right. Yeah, I actually thought about that when I got the big key there. I was like, well, that's perfect because a lot of people like that Dark Magician strat. So, that's a great spot for the big key. If I didn't know if you're one of the people who does that or not, Kohrek. But
Yeah, and Kohrek, we thought for a second you were pretty far behind. Ace got to the bow first, but you skipped left side swamp. Friends don't let friends do left side swamp. I
Skipped
say that
Vitreous,
sometimes.
actually.
Skipped Vitreous.
That was the...
You approach Meyer differently. You both decide, hey, I have all these crystal dungeons I can half clear. Let's go do the pendant dungeon with the extra green pendant I can full clear. Ace, you decided to rush Vidi, which, given you got an item right away, made sense. Because if Vidi has the item, he's got the green pendant, you just go turn it in, and you're done. Kohrek, you decided to not rush Vidi, and that paid off for you, because you got the hammer and left. So if each of you could talk about your thought process. Kohrek, why don't you go first, because yours paid out better.
I wasn't going to commit to Vidi at that point. It wasn't really much of a thought process, I guess. You see the big key early, and it's like, oh, I could just rush Vidi if this was a crystal, and I guess you could go get the green pendant, but I didn't want to make that play.
And then once you find hammer, it's like, what am I waiting? Am I going to go get my bow off Vidi? That's exactly there, right?
Yeah, the hammer, there was probably about 40, 50 item locations left at that point. So, green pendant was not a top priority.
And Ace?
yeah, I thought because I didn't do Meyer early when we had access to it super early with Fighter Sword and 5 hearts. Yeah.
That cane on the torch.
Yeah. And then it came up later. I went in, I felt like I was pretty late to it, and I was like, I might have a sword advantage. So if it's required, there's a good chance Kohrek goes in here a little bit earlier with Master Sword or Fighter Sword, and doesn't want to do Vidi or does a way slower Vidi fight. And I figured green pendant anyway. So if I can just get everything at once, that's a big opportunity I felt like I needed to catch up to because my light world was kind of a mess, and I was like, I feel a little bit behind, and this is enough of a gamble that I think that, if it fails, it still doesn't lose me the race right out, and if it works out, it can catch me up the time I feel like I'm probably behind.
Yeah, so you actually were the first to finish AGA 1.
Okay.
I think going to Eastern early helped you route the light world a bit better.
And also being able to do escape into AGA 1, I think also was useful, because you'd already done Uncle, so you wait on escape. You might have skipped a few more things. I don't remember. Between the two of you, you cleared everything. We knew it was an Agaseed. You all didn't necessarily know it was an Agaseed.
I had Bottle Vendor left. That was it.
Yeah, you right. Neither of you had anywhere near the money for Bottle Vendor.
It was. It was an
time.
SMZ3 start. No bombs, no money, missile. Of course, it was arrows. Not bombs. It was arrows and a lot of crap. Let's face it. And then later on, you both full cleared the mountain for nothing.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
There was a sword.
There was a sword.
Actually, Kohrek, yeah. Can you talk about, you after Front of Escape, you went to the mountain for, I think it was just 2 items at that point. You didn't have Mirror yet. Was that just because the save point, or?
The choices were 2 items on the mountain or Bowless Crystal Eastern, I think, or Gina. And I think just unlocking the mountain, checking the 2 items, considering we had the 2 progression items to get there, seemed reasonable enough. Unfortunately, we didn't have the mirror was still in the light world and just needed to climb the mountain again, but it happens.
Hey, at least you remembered to, after you got the Mitsun pod, you remembered to mirror to the light world before saving and quitting.
And of course, Ace, you did the Eastern play. I know you've told me before that you liked that play.
I do. It definitely depends on how things are going. Like, because I didn't find anything at Uncle, like, I felt like, well, I don't really want to go back to Front of Escape right away after not finding anything. That's just like eating a time loss immediately. That a lot of people don't do that early Uncle start. Plus, just like there's a lot of little things that would help, like just getting a little bit more, rupees in Eastern. Like if there's a lot of things in there that could help out, I'm more likely to do it. Instead of if it's like you're looking for one thing and it's a crystal dungeon, that usually feels a lot worse. So I think it just like it seemed obvious to me from what I'd done so far because of the like kind of clunkiness of my route to that point.
By the way, nice bomb escape, Kohrek.
Oh, thank you.
You don't get to see that anymore because when we start, when we have standard, it's usually casual boots, and that's boring. The bomb escape is much more interesting. But yeah, in your case, because you had gotten the lamp, so in Ace, since you'd already done Uncle, it made sense for you to maybe do Eastern before Escape. And so you didn't have you had the illogical mountain play, not the logical mountain play. What else?
Well, I guess there was the unfortunate Moldorm situation for Kohrek.
Right.
Yeah.
Moldorm not being nice.
I thought they were good ashes, honestly. It's crazy to have like 2 weird bonks in a row like that, but they seem like good dash lineups to me. But sometimes he's just a jerk. So 3 floors falling is pretty much the difference in the race.
Yeah, that's another. I mean, there's
unfortunate.
There are a lot of things we can point to, and that's definitely one of them. But there's. It doesn't help when one of those things is something that doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, it also hurts that it's like that early because I was definitely a little bit tilted for a little while there. So, but it happens. It's Moldorm. I was like so pumped going in. It's like, all right, we'll have a nice NMG Moldorm here. I rock this. It's fine. And then no, it wasn't fine.
And then in Ace GT climb, you kept skipping arrow pots.
I didn't even think about it. It wasn't even on my mind until the room before Land Moto 2, I was like, oh no, I have 1 arrow. I'll just have to switch to Fire Rod. Oh no, I don't have Fire Rod.
Well, I did like your Ice Rod
Landmo
1.
Yeah, that was decent.
And then you go to the next room. It's like, well, I figured you'd pick the arrows up in the next room because you just realized you didn't have arrows.
At that point,
but you waited until the last minute. Like, is he gonna? I didn't remember that pot had arrows.
Yeah, that one's got arrows.
Pick up.
And there's always the opportunity, like you get a lucky drop from a Wiz Robe. You maybe get 10 arrows for free and don't even have to do it. So.
Sure.
And it also was key that you did get, since you didn't have Fire Rod, that you got the torch glitch on Ganon, because that could eat up some time on phase 4 otherwise.
Yeah, a little bit, especially with just Lamp. But.
Also, nice Ganon. Oh, and then Aga 2.
You
looked like one of my Agatus.
I've heard Ari say that Agatu is legitimately the hardest boss in the game, and I agree. The hardest to do fast.
Well,
hardest
and
to
fast.
do well, and it's.
I agree. Yeah, Kohrek, you were shaking your head after a 4 cycle, but Ace got a 5 cycle.
They were rough patterns, but I definitely didn't play them right either.
No. I in terms of are you going to die, it's one of the easiest bosses in the game. In terms of how fast you can do it, I agree with Ari. I've heard Apathy Duck talk about the thousands of hours he's put in on that fight. So that's what the good players do.
Anyway, we should wrap because we have Wind Waker Rando coming up right next.
Okay, so we'll just wrap it up with this. Congratulations, Ace. Moving on to brackets.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I kind of expected the play-in race. Just on paper, looking at my group, like Kohrek and Big Dunka and I, like that's
it's a good 3 players.
Who knows who's going to move on? Who knows who's going to win any of those races? Like, I feel like maybe I'm like just the tiniest underdog out of that, but it's not like it's unbalanced. So kind of expected it at the point when you look at it on paper, like, well, everybody's probably going to lose to somebody, and we'll have to duke it out for who gets first place.
and Kohrek, what are your plans for, just going to hang out? Because that's the fun part of this, honestly, and the non-stress.
There is a consolation tournament.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do it. I did my 2 seeds of the year at this point in my semi-retirement, so we're good. No, I mean, the consolation tournament's great, and I'm glad that it's a great idea to put it on. But I'm probably not going to do that. I might do a couple commentaries and just hang out.
Awesome,
cool. And also, thank you to our tracker Stump, who's just off the edge of the screen. There he is. Always appreciate our trackers.
Yeah, and I'll say again, Stump is SM. So coming in doing Link to the Past, thank you very much.
At the last minute, no less.
At the very last minute. So yeah, huge shout outs to Stump for taking care of that for us.
But yeah, I think we need to clear out. Tracy, I'm glad we got to do comms in person.
I've been waiting for this. You know, that's what I came to SG5 for, is to call races with you. Hopefully, Clear Mouse and I can arrange a time to do a race together, and others as well. And and Duck and I need to do an SMV3 together. So yeah, absolutely awesome.
Well, that'll do it. Thank you all again for being here, and all of the viewers. Stick around for some Wind Waker, and we got stuff going on all day here.